separate from the current living situation.
Well, it's got to be separate because I've got an MRI. I've got magnetic resonance imaging that says
Oh, I understand.
I've got a cyst on my spine.
I understand that
Sort of thing.
I understand that you have a physical
It's quite obviously separate.
But I'm saying you have to show them that, so
Show what?
that you have this physical.
No, the Sault area hospital is a diagnosing hospital. They can access that. They're not arguing.
Oh, I thought it was group health center.
No, Sault area hospital.
Oh.
They're not arguing that I have severe spinal stenosis because of a reference letter I think Bergalia wrote to me. He also knows about Dr. Schneider, I think. He's got access to something there.
Oh, okay.
No, he just wants to argue that myself calling this...
And he doesn't want to take control of you of you being able to decide whether you have surgery or whether you don't? I thought I heard you tell me that one day or something.
He would like to explore the options.
Oh, okay. I knew you had told
But I
me
mean,
something.
the law is on my side, I think.
Yeah, I don't...
There's only one super move he could pull. The only super move he could pull is to have me... You couldn't prove me incompetent. You'd have to prove me incompetent.
Okay, I knew you had said...
Not from the mental disease, but he would have to prove me incompetent in the fact, consent and capacity. That I don't have the ability to give consent and I don't have the capacity to perform consent. And he's never going to get
You've
that.
got well above me on that now, but... Look, I don't study this. I'm not into law, put it that way. But I thought
All
you
he
said-
wants to say is the mental disease, in schizophrenia, a lot of people go religious. There are a lot of religious themes. And what he is liking to say is that myself claiming that this disease is caused by the devil and showing the 666 license after being a life of a Christian is stemming from the mental disease. And first off, I mean, that's unfortunate. I mean, the only facts that go for me is that they examine anything that I've given him on paper that says that this disease is caused by the devil is marked up by the scripture of Christ, that this disease is caused by demons.
Well, then you should give him a copy of that blog because it does quote.
Oh, the doctor doesn't disagree with me. He just doesn't believe in Jesus, so he doesn't want to get into Jesus. He's not arguing Jesus. He doesn't care. What he's interested in is his diagnosis, and he doesn't know where it'll take us. We're at a stalemate. He doesn't know what way the board will decide either.
So why does he want to see you on Friday night?
They didn't really say. They just wanted to book a meeting. Because I had asked the Canadian Mental Health Association to look into the fact that Piester's office hasn't been willing to contact me since May. And I've been trying to get in, and he wants to book me because he knows I'm sick physically, and I could be in danger out here.
Okay, so that's what
He wants to try me on mental deterioration as well.
And you think when you go in there, he'll keep you
That is my hope. I want to be
for
put
a
in.
period, at least a period of time.
Well, you have to wait 1 week after you're in there before you can see the Mental Health Review Board. After a week, I could see them and I could be released within 3 days. 3 to 4 days. I could be likely under 2 weeks.
Okay, you would be released.
If I win flat down, I'll be out in 2 weeks.
Oh, if you win, what's that mean?
If
They take you to Superior Court.
if I win that right at that board meeting, that means the board agrees with me that well, I don't know what it really means from the board because the board doesn't really say. The board is a poker tournament.
Who is the board?
A psychiatrist, a doctor, and a member of the public.
And they ask you questions?
Well, You don't even have to be at the meeting, so they may ask you a question, and you don't even have to answer them.
You don't have to be there?
You don't have to.
Well, how do they know anything if you're not there?
Most people don't get this complicated of a case, I guess. In my case, they might request it. Maybe they're... Eh?
And if you don't pass that one, then what?
Well, if I lose... I mean, if I lose, then we go to Superior Court.
Okay.
And
I'm just getting a idea of what you have set up.
And that could be up. The psychiatrist patient's advocate's office tells me there's a 2-month wait on court dockets for the Superior Court of Justice. And I very well could expect to stay in that hospital if that doctor wins. My only hope for even a grounds pass would be at his discretion.
So you know what you're up against when you go in there then?
That they could get me for 2 months.
Yeah, I just that's why well, that's what I'm asking.
Now, with any hope of humanity, the doctor would agree to a community treatment order, so I'd get out on the weekends or something. So, you can maintain your home and your relationships. But it's totally up to him. Now, I think what the majority of people in the rest of the mental health community say is that they would be expectant of the doctor. When you talk to other professionals, they would say, well, why hasn't he? Why wouldn't he? Of course he'll be getting out, no matter what hospital I've called across the province. So, it just depends on whether the devil comes out in Dr. Peaster. Now, I'm in there describing a religious problem, a problem where the devil can possess people and do mean things. And we know the devil is famous for coming out to people in temper and in Bible. I don't know what exactly famous ones, but if you get into the religious studies, there's a few cases where the devil is blamed for the raging personalities of people. And that is an issue I got to face with Peaster. He's already gone almost like an apostasy. He doesn't believe in the Son of God. He's not even really sure. Well, he doesn't believe in sin, and he doesn't believe in the devil. He only believes in God. He doesn't believe in the Son of God, and he doesn't believe in sin. And he doesn't believe in the devil. Man, I really piss him off, and he gets upset.
Her bird said she loved mine that I put on Facebook today. It was the little one I copied. It says, I'm not interested in your sin. I'm too busy dealing with mine. And it's got pictures all over of the person with all the little sins. And it says, but... And underneath it says, whosoever believeth in me. And it says, Jesus saves, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in me should not perish, but has everlasting life. And Jesus saves. Jesus saves from sin. In other words, but she said she thought it was so cute. Because all the churches point to this sin and that sin, and I'm too busy looking after my own sins, put all your personal sins, but Jesus is worried about them. I forget just how it was put, but she couldn't keep from thinking, now that must have caught a lot of people, because it was wrote so there were little pinpoints all over them with the person's sins for him. But of course, she believes in that. Peaster would have thought it was maybe really nasty. What was that there? Put on his Facebook. I'm too busy handling my own. I haven't got time to deal with yours.
In the long run, you're right. You're right. We could give a copy to Peaster too. Make a copy. And eventually, during my relationship with Dr. Peaster, I'll give him a copy. But right here this weekend, it's not on my agenda.
No, when you feel like
to complicate things. No, I've told them quite well. I mean, I've told them I've seen a UFO in my letter to the Mental Health Board. I've told them that the devil's going to take over the world. And there are aliens living among. There could be aliens living among us. And the devil is destroying the world with natural disasters.
You're saying they probably said that,
including wind. And I quoted the Book of Job, where Job's sons are killed in the windstorm.
Did you send that?
And I didn't quote where Jesus calmed the seas, but the Job's sons died in the tornadoes, and a woman with my disease being healed by Jesus.
Did you send a letter to the health board with that?
That's in my damn envelopes right there. That's what I'm taking in.
No, but I mean... Oh, I thought you said you told them mental health board. That's why
Well, in my letter, that's my letter to the board right there that I said you can bring in.
Oh, you haven't given it to them.
Well, I have to give it to them when I go to the board.
Oh!
I can't bring it to my meeting with Peaster.
Oh, but if they take you up before the board...
Within a week. I'll need that for that meeting.
Okay. Got you. And they got to be in that order so you know which one goes to who, or are they all...
They're all the same.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think there's a strong likelihood they're going to keep me. Talking like the way I do, where the devil's given me a disease, and I'm crippled, and I'm not having any surgery, I'm Superman of God.
You want to be kept, is what you're saying.
I'm saying logically, to be the board, I would have to agree with Dr. Peaster and say, hold this person. Son of a bitch. Not because I would, because I know the majority of people don't subscribe to the Christian faith.
Right.
So when you go up against, even if they are Christians, like we seen with Dr. Regalia, even though she was a Christian, she couldn't believe my case. She just sent me to the dungeon and went home to her big luxury life. So I don't expect much more of the board. All they've got to say is a doctor might be right, that this could be from an underlying mental illness. And if they do and go home, and if they go with Statistics Canada and says, well, 99.99.9% of these cases, they're mentally ill. Hey, I'm in there for 2 months while I wait on Superior Court.
So when you...
Unless he gives me a community treatment order and I get out on the weekends.
When you leave, and you're not... You tell me you're not...
If I ended up before a judge in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, telling this story, and the mental health review, the doctors and the mental health review board of Ontario will let me go, and then something happened to somebody or me, I mean, are you going to want that judge reading your name on that? I very well expect.
I'm just thinking...
If I was a doctor and a psychiatrist, somebody coming in, if I was on that board, would I keep me? Oh yeah. That would be my first thing, because 99.999% of these cases, their people are mentally ill.
This leads me to think, if you're gone and that door is locked, I think I outrode my fire insurance, because you got to have 2 entrances out of the house.
Yeah, but I can give you the key for that, and you could smash that anyway. No, that's not a solid door. You could smash that.
So that would...
I'll give you the key for that before I leave anyway.
I wouldn't go out there, but I'm just saying for a...
Yeah, well, I'll give you the key.